What's up, Met fans? Welcome back. Talking Mets and Rob. How's everybody doing? I'm back, baby. How's everybody doing? Thank you guys for tuning in. As you know, the last week was very hectic for this Mets team. I'm glad I'm back. I went on a little hiatus, personal issues. William, I saw your comment. Thank you so much for the well wishes. Guys, I'm back. I plan on being back often, just like before. Sorry for the hiatus, but I am back. We will be talking about the latest Phillies series, the Red Sox series, and the upcoming series about the Cardinals. Now, some good news. The Mets are on a 2-game winning streak. The bad news, Edwin Diaz. Oh boy. Guys, William, Nelson, Gaming Bros, what's up? If you're just tuning in, guys, don't forget, hit on that like button. If you're new to the channel, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. What's up, guys? Joseph, I know, man. You know, there was a little bit of issue with my girlfriend. Broken her arm. Had to deal with it. Helped her out. So it was hard to do videos and go live when I was trying to help her out. So, but right now, I was able to catch games. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do videos. I was trying to help out. But, man, I tell you, let's start off about yesterday. Holy Christ. I don't know what else to say. I had a very low period in that game. And then I had a high period. And then a low period. And then a heart attack. Like, can we get any more lucky than by an inch? Another inch higher? That ball's over the fence. It's a tie game. Who the hell knows if we win that game? Now, I think it was a blessing in disguise. Only because if there wasn't a review of that play, Diaz would have stood in that game longer and we would have had more of an issue. Holy Christ. From the first batter, I knew there was going to be an issue. Not only was he pitching in back-to-back, why would you put Edwin Diaz in if you're Luis Rojas in the game with a 4-run lead? You had options. You had Gesellman. You had Familia. You had enough in the bullpen to not worry about anything. It makes absolutely no sense why Rojas put Diaz in. Familia should have been in the game from the first batter. Made no sense. And then Rojas even said it post-game. That Diaz was having issues in the bullpen with his back and his stiffness that he had in his back. What are you doing? I mean, the first thing I said, as soon as I saw Edwin Diaz, I go, 4-run lead, not a safe situation. Disaster waiting to happen. Back stiffness. Diaz was wild, probably because of his stiffness. It's just, sometimes with Rojas, I just do not understand why he continues to make these decisions. And the backlash he gets is only from Met fans. I don't know in-house, obviously. But at the end of the day, Rojas made a judgment error. Now, clearly the Edwin Diaz wasn't based on analytics. It was based on gut. And clearly Rojas doesn't have a gut. What the hell are you doing? It made absolutely no sense why Diaz goes in that game. There's no analytics that tell you that that's a good idea. You have a 4-run lead. You don't waste your closer in a 4-run lead, especially when you have 4 games in a row in St. Louis when you were going to need Diaz. And now we don't even know if Diaz is going to be available for this series because we don't know how bad his back is. So not only did you lose your closer, you put him in at the worst possible time. You wasted Familia because you had to bring him in because you had no choice. And now we have a bullpen game. And another issue with I have with Rojas. Why the hell are you worrying about a pinch hitter for May when you have a 4-run lead? Who the hell cares who bats? Leave May in the game. Let him bat. Let him stand in the batter's box and take 3 strikes. It made absolutely no sense. And I just continue to wonder if Rojas is the guy to lead this team to the promised land. I don't think he is. It continues to be an issue. Not only does Rojas screw up with analytics when it comes to following the book, when he has to make that gut decision, because clearly he made the gut decision to put in Diaz. No analytics in the world is going to tell you to put Diaz in that situation. Made no sense, healthy or not. Let me look at the comment really quick, guys. How you doing? I'm glad I'm back. Sorry for the layoff. I missed you guys. I talked to you guys a little bit if you're in the fantasy league. Obviously you guys know about the issue with my girlfriend. Sorry about that. But I had to take care of some things. Life happens, as you all know. William, what's up? Jonathan, what's up? Sal, what's up? Everybody, what's up, guys? Let me check the comments really quick, especially with Diaz pitching Saturday. No reason to bring him. I agree. Absolutely, William. It made no sense. Like, I try to give Rojas the benefit of the doubt because he had a tough go last season and he got brought into a crazy situation with Beltran being fired, the 60-game season, the COVID protocols. It was just a pain in the ass for him. I get that. I completely understand that. But when you have, sometimes common sense has to be involved in managing, not just analytics, not just your gut, but common sense as well. Anybody who was watching that game yesterday, when we took that lead, when Alonso hit that 3-run double, I'm like, okay, we can relax a little bit. Probably should be an easy win. I was expecting Familia to come in or May to stay in the game. But when I saw Diaz, I'm thinking to myself, like, wait a second. Like, I don't want to keep on banging on the issue of Diaz, but you put Diaz in a situation where he's never good. Now, if it was a safe situation and you put in Diaz in back-to-back, fine. But you knew he had back stiffness in the bullpen. You knew he wasn't going to have the same adrenaline pumping like a Luigi does in a safe situation. You had to worry about him in this situation. It just didn't make no sense. And I'm saying to myself, we all saw it. The first batter he faced, 4 balls in a row. The balls weren't even close to the strike zone, and we had to worry. And I'm like, okay, had to get pumped up a little bit. All right, he calmed down. He got, he had to get it going. Fine. And then here we go again. Same issue. Throw 5 balls in a row, and it was an issue. Right then and there, after that second batter, he should have been out of the game. Michael, how you doing, buddy? I just don't understand situations like this. I don't have no problems with giving Rojas a shot this year. I understood it. But 22 games in the season, he has made very, very bad calls with the bullpen, with pitch hitting, with not starting guys. And we were already short-handed with Nimmo and Davis on not being able to play or pinch hit. Keep May in the game, or if you're going to pinch hit for May and you want to bring in another pitcher for the 9th, you do not bring in Diaz. It's just there's no logic behind it. And then Rojas came up with, oh, well, we had to decide who we were going to pinch hit. Why are you worried about who's going to bat when you got a 4-run lead? It doesn't matter. Swat, how you doing? Swat, I completely agree. Let me throw up that comment really quick. The Mets need to wake up. We had a little bit of a situation where the Mets could have easily lost every game of this series, especially the last 2. We got away with game 2. We didn't hit. We got away with it. Fine. We won the game. Same thing here. We hit. It took longer to get hits with runners in scoring position. But at the same time, we continue to not hit when we're supposed to. The clutch hits are not there. Lindor still looks lost. If it wasn't for VR and Pilar, this Mets team would have got completely outmatched against, let's be honest, a Phillies team who wasn't full go. Game 1, there was no Harper, no Realmuto, no Gregorius. We had no chance in that game. Game 2, there was no Harper. Realmuto didn't play. Like, this was the opportunity to take. We took the series. Luckily, we took the series. But we should have swept this team. The Phillies lineup was a disaster. Harper was hurt with his face that got 98 miles an hour to the face. Then in the last couple of at-bats last night, he couldn't swing the bat. And I'm thinking to myself, Familia, please, just throw strikes. This guy cannot swing the bat. Billy, how you doing? I mean, guys, if you would have saw me last night, I wish I could have went live, but I wasn't home. I was doing the last couple of things that I had to for me and my girlfriend and with her arm and everything like that. So I had a little bit of an issue trying to go live and everything like that. I wish if you would have saw my reaction, it would have been worse of a reaction when Diaz was put in that game. When you saw my reaction after the Phillies game 1 of the season for us. That's how bad I was reacting. It was an absolute joke. I was yelling at the TV screen. What the hell are you doing? So let's get past that. We didn't play well in this series, and somehow we took 2 out of 3. And that's a good thing. We're back at 500. We're back in first place, tied for first place, but we're back in first place. Starting in May, the Mets are 2-0. And let's just talk about this, guys. Gotta talk about one thing. The man of the hour, the man of the week, the man of May, however you want to call it. But Mr. Donnie Stevenson. Let's go. Donnie Stevenson is the guy to get the Mets back on track. I mean, wow. I mean, I don't even know. Guys, I don't even know. Like Donnie Stevenson, the infamous guy that everybody's talking about. It's hilarious to me. Oh, Sal, what's up? Oh, so my next game. Let me just throw up the comment. When's my next game? I'm going to Tampa. The week of the 13th to the 15th. So I will be at those games. So I will be going live during those games. So I will be doing that for the channel and all that fun stuff. So I will be going to Tampa next week to go to those games in Tampa. I never been to Tampa. I never been to Tropicana Field, so that's going to be interesting. It's not the prettiest ballparks, but it's always an experience to go to another ballpark. So that's another one off my bucket list. So that's where I'll be going. I'm not going to any of the home games. Unfortunately, work has other plans for me, but it is what it is. But I will be going. Like I said, I'm back. I will be doing videos. I will be going live. I really want to do a video on Luis Rojas and why the Mets should really be putting him on the hot seat, because I don't trust him to make the decision. I know he's limited to guys in his bullpen. I know he didn't want to use Reed Foley yesterday because obviously you guys know we're doing a bullpen game today. Joey Lucchesi is starting, but right after that, it's going to be Reed Foley. And that's fine. So that's what's the pitching matchup for tonight is. Obviously, let me throw it up real quick. It's Joey Lucchesi versus Adam Wainwright. We already know about Wainwright. We don't have to talk about him. But Joey Lucchesi is going to start the game, and I'm assuming after Lucchesi is going to be Foley. Foley pitched really well when he came out that one time. He hasn't pitched since, but he's been good. And what I like about giving DeGrom the extra day is that we saw he battled the last game. He wasn't strong. It seemed like he wasn't following through on his pitches. He seemed a little tired, and giving him extra days makes sense. He pitches tomorrow. That's fine. I worry about Wainwright. He always has the Mets number, but we got to get to him early. That's just how it is with him. And, the Cardinals are a good team. They're a solid team. Obviously, they got Arenado. But we all know about the Cardinals are always been a thorn in the Mets side, and we got to play well. We got a 4-game series. I want to be greedy and take 3 out of 4, but I wouldn't be mind going 2-2 in the series because it just seems like it's a good idea to take 2 out of 2. Go 2 for 2 in the series and go from there. That's all I can say. So let me check the comments really quick, guys. Sal, that's awesome. You'll be there. Maybe we can hook up. Sal, what you can do? Let me give you my email. I'm gonna put the email in my in this comment section right now, and email me, and we can meet up during the game. Sal, and we can meet up maybe before the game, after the game, whatever, or even during the game. We'll have a drink and all that fun stuff. So that's my email. So you guys, you can just email me your number or whatever you want to do. We can exchange numbers so we can easily get in contact with each other. All right, I like this content right here. So, who gets fired first, Rojas or Sandy? I don't think Sandy should be fired yet. I don't like Sandy at all, and you guys know the reasons. I'm not going to lecture you on that. But with Rojas, I think he has until the All-Star break to really show what he can do. And honestly, in the first 22 games of the season, he's made a lot of bad moves. And nothing was worse than yesterday. Now, I'm not going to give him credit for Pilar and Villar in the lineup, because if Nimmo and Davis was healthy, those two wouldn't have been in the lineup. And who knows how this game would have turned out yesterday. So, Rojas is on the hot seat. Rojas will be fired before Sandy. I don't know who the Mets would choose. Maybe it'll just be a bench coach if they fire Rojas during the season. But after the season, I think it's going to be Showalter or Bochy, in my opinion. But who knows? I'm not sure what Sandy Alderson or what Steve Cohen is thinking, to be honest with you. I really think that it's possible that Rojas will not be here after the season. I think the only way Rojas is here after this year is if the Mets win 100 games and dominate in the playoffs. Maybe not win a World Series, but play very well in the playoffs. But I just don't like his decision-making. And when he doesn't use analytics, his gut decisions are absolutely awful. No reason to pinch hit for May. And even if you wanted to pinch it for May and throw Walker in there to bunt to get the guy to second, the problem is that you did not have to worry about scoring more runs. You had 4 runs. That should have been an easy win for us after that Alonso double, 3-run double. That's it. It made no sense. So that's one decision. And then bringing in Diaz was the other awful decision. Now, no matter if Diaz was healthy or not, Diaz should not have been in that game. So in one game, 2 issues already. The pinch hitting situation where he wanted to pinch hit because he was worried about that. Pinch hit for May. So now May's out of the game. You use Walker to bunt, which, all right, you didn't have nobody else on the bench. You wanted to save Nito. Okay, fine. But you have a 4-run lead. Put Nito up in that situation then. All right, we don't have no backup catcher at that moment. But you shouldn't have to worry about that because you have a 4-run lead going into the bottom of the ninth. You use Walker to bunt, and if you saw one of the pitches that came up and in on him, he nearly got hit by a pitch. So now you're risking a starting pitcher. Another stupid issue. So there's 3 issues. The 4th one was putting Edwin Diaz in the game when you knew he had back stiffness. He shouldn't have been in that game. And you should have took him out right away. He didn't have it. Clearly the back was forcing him not to rotate and get what he needed on the pitches to throw the ball over the plate. He did not have that issue. He had that issue. And right away after the first batter, me, you, and the guy next to me knew that Diaz didn't have it. Why didn't Rojas know that? Why didn't a bench coach? And I'm not going to give any, excuse for the bench coaches. The bench coaches are there for a reason. They're supposed to be there to be in his Rojas's ear and telling him, hey, listen, he doesn't have it tonight. We got to do something. It's up to the coaches and it's up to Rojas to figure that out right away. Everybody who was watching that game knew that Diaz didn't have it. Take him out of the game. Do not wait until he gives up the 3-run homer to Hoskins that turned out to be a double and a 2-run double. What the hell are you doing? It is absolutely stupid and a problem with Rojas when it comes to him not using analytics and using his gut feeling, which he did with the pinch hitter and putting in Diaz in a 4-run lead. Made no sense. Now we probably don't have Diaz until probably maybe the middle of the series, maybe. Who knows? Now we have to rely on May, Familia, and Loop to close out games if we get in that situation during the St. Louis series. So I just don't know, guys. I don't like Rojas. I was willing to give him the opportunity because it only made sense to give him this opportunity because I don't really judge him off the 60-game season because he was in a very bad situation after the Beltran firing. So let's backtrack a little bit. The Boston series, it was a disaster. Offense was terrible. They didn't score runs. They pitched well, but the same issues occur with this Mets team. Offense, offense, offense. We have no problem getting on base. We have a problem bringing them in. It was nice to see the last two games of the Phillies series where we started to hit with runners in scoring position, but we made it interesting until later in that game and later in the series. So the Mets' offensive woes with runners in scoring position is still a major issue. And on top of that, we have Rojas to worry about. The bullpen's been good. The starting rotation has been pretty good. If you would have told me that the pitching staff would be better than the offensive stats, I would have probably laughed in your face. But on top of that, the Mets pitching has been great, and we should be a lot better than 12-12. 11-11. So, and at 500. But that's what we are. Let's try to take this series against the Cards. Let me check the comments really quick so I can catch up with you guys. Jonathan says Bochy is better than Showalter. Yes, I agree. But also, Bochy had better teams with the Giants than Showalter had with the Orioles and the Yankees. Obviously, I think the Giants had better teams. But either one, I'd be fine with, to be honest, guys. William, Cohen don't want people learning their job on his dime. When Ross is fired, a lot of people will want this job. William, I can agree with the fact that Cohen don't want people to learn on the job, but he had the opportunity to make that decision this year before the season started. So Sandy obviously has a lot of influence when it comes to who he's picked, who the manager is, and everything else with baseball operations and all that. My problem is with Sandy Alderson. I don't trust Sandy Alderson to make these decisions. I mean, Sandy Alderson didn't really make good decisions when he was the GM of the Mets many years ago. And with baseball operations, he's shown that the lack of vetting when it comes to the GM with Jared Porter, with one of the advisors with the Mets front office who had problems with women, talking down to them, and was a hard ass when it came to being a boss in the Mets front office. That's a big issue. And I don't trust his judgment. I don't trust Alderson's judgment. And if I'm Cohen, I don't have Rojas or Sandy Alderson after this season. I'm sorry. You know what? Get another baseball operations guy. If you want to bring in, there's many guys on the market. You can bring in many people. And it only makes sense that you bring in somebody who is new enough to the way things are in baseball nowadays. When it comes to analytics, when to make decisions, when you have to, good decisions with sign-ins. Like you saw with Dave Dombrowski. Remember when the Phillies in the beginning of the offseason, they said, JT Realmuto, we're like, okay, cool. The Phillies are going to get worse. What happens? Dave Dombrowski gets hired. Realmuto is signed not even a week later. Dave Dombrowski is a guy who gets his guy, who spends the money. He got the Phillies owner to spend the money where the Phillies owner said that we're not going to spend any money. And they signed JT Realmuto. They signed guys to the bullpen. Even though the Phillies bullpen hasn't been great as of late anymore, but still, the same issue has occurred. They spent money. They got JT Realmuto. My problem with Sandy is that he don't go above and beyond and does not go past the problem. And that's the issue. And we continue to have this issue with Sandy Alderson. He doesn't go above and beyond to get the guy we need. Look at Springer when he came back. Right away. Clutch hits. Big home runs for the Toronto Blue Jays. Holy shit. And, we can talk about Trevor Bauer and if he's good or not, whatever. But you had the opportunity to get the best catcher in baseball, who is clutch, in JT Realmuto. You had Springer, who is clutch, who we could have got. You could have went above and beyond to get him. A few more $1 million would have got Springer. you see this team already with the lack of clutch hits, and that's the problem. And you're going to tell me JT Realmuto and Springer wouldn't have helped this lineup? I absolutely think so. And on top of that, what makes me more annoyed is that Sandy Alderson jumped to get James McCann, who I spoke about over and over again that we talked about. And I pressured the issue about James McCann. He's been very good behind the plate defensively. But again, he is terrible offensively. We gave $40 million to a catcher who is never a starting catcher, who is not good offensively. And then we're going to see on social media over and over again, we keep people talking about it, how people want Neto to start over James McCann. And it's not going to happen because you're paying James McCann now. He's been great with the staff. But let's be honest. If we would have got Neto and bring up a backup catcher behind Neto and have Neto start every day, Neto will be fine behind the plate with the staff. So great. The pitching rotation has been good. The bullpen's been good. Can we relate all that to James McCann? I don't think so. I just think the pitching staff is good. And I'm not going to give James McCann as much credit as people think he deserves. Because all over Twitter, I think you guys noticed, people were ready to go after put Neto as a starting catcher and put James McCann on the bench. Because James McCann has been dead awful at the plate. He had many opportunities with runners in scoring position and has not got it done. Pop-ups, ground balls, broken bats, getting jammed all over the place. Absolutely terrible. Alrighty, guys, let me check the comments really quick. Nelson, most likely safer than Philly, Rob. Yes, I won't get a Philly cheesesteaks thrown at me. There will be less fans there, which is always nice. More Met fans probably will be there. But it will be a good series. The Tampa Bay Rays are very good. And the Mets are a solid team. So, it will be nice. I'll be in the night. Obviously, it's a dome. So I won't be able to enjoy the nice weather at the game. But I will be enjoying the nice weather outside the stadium. So that's always fun. Let's see. Jonathan, I have a big feeling up soon. I don't. Ghostway, what's up, my friend? Jonathan, sorry about that. So I don't know if the Braves are waking up. There's something going on with their pitching staff that is just odd to me. I thought they'd be better than they are, and they're not. So I don't think the Braves are as good as we expected them to be, which is benefiting us. Like I said, the NL East is supposed to be the best division in baseball, and there's no team better than 500, and that's what it is a month into the season. So I just don't, it is what it is at this point. It's helping the Mets because the Mets haven't been as good. So the Mets haven't been as good. The NL East hasn't been as good, which benefits the Mets. And so far, the Mets played 9 games against the Phillies, and we're 6-9. So we're 6-3 in the 9 games. So I'm happy about that. But at the end of the day, if this Mets team does not hit, this Mets team will not make the playoffs. And that's what I'm worried about. Let's see. Sal, take 3 out of 4 from the Cards. I like that, but I don't know if it's going to happen. It's very hard to take 3 out of 4 in a 4-game series. So that's what you have to worry about, with 4-game series, especially on the road. Going 500, I take that on the road. Going back home 500, I'll take that. Sal, no problem. Yeah, Sal, I saw about Dustin May. That's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, it helps the Padres, and it might help the Mets come playoff time if the Mets face them in the playoffs. So, it sucks because Dustin May is a very good pitcher. You always like to see the good pitchers on the mound, but it benefits teams. That's all you can say. I don't know where Fernando is, man. I don't know. I don't think he likes me anymore. Yeah, you know what? I don't know what happened to Fernando. Fernando don't like me no more. It's okay. I don't know. Has he been active on the fantasy chat? I haven't been on as much as you guys know. So, also, Twitter's been frying Lindor. Absolutely. And he deserves every bit of it, guys. Lindor he has bad numbers in April throughout his career. So I'm not worried yet, but his at-bats have been god-awful. And he's got to get it going because this team needs him. This offense needs him. If Lindor starts to hit the way Conforto's starting to heat up and Alonso's being Alonso, this team is going to be dangerous offensively. Absolutely agree, Ghostway. We got 17 hits last game. And we had 10 hits before we even had 4 runs yet. And it was scary. It was like, wow, we have 10 hits and we had what? 2 runs at the time. So it was like, whoa. I'm like, my God, we got all these hits and we can't bring in runs. But we did score 8 runs, so that's good to know. Vegas Dave, what's up, buddy? How are you doing? Thank you for tuning in, buddy. I missed all you guys. I've been on a little hiatus because of my girlfriend with her arm. She broke it, so I had to take care of things on her end, on my end. So sorry about that, but life hits you with a ton of bricks sometimes. You got to worry about stuff like that. So guys, I am back. Expect videos, live, regular videos. I will be doing a video about Luis Rojas, so check that out. Basically what I talked about in this video, in this live stream right now about Rojas, I want to get more into detail about his mistakes and why this guy cannot bring this team to the promised land. So check that out in about the end of the week or so. Yo, Ghostway, for real. I was worried. I'm telling you right now. I was worried as soon as I saw Diaz come into that 9th inning because he shouldn't have been in the game, Ghost. Absolutely shouldn't have been in this game, and I was worried. It wasn't looking good. When Rhys Hoskins hit that ball, I put my head down. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Excuse my language, but fuck that. It's the way I felt at the moment. I was pissed. Honestly, when he hit that ball, I thought it was hit much further than it was. Obviously, we got the luck. And next time I go to Philly, I will kiss that little metal bar that hit that ball, that stopped that ball from going over. I will kiss that. And I might take a picture of it too. Because that saved our asses. Because if they tie that game right there, the game is over. The Mets are not winning that ball game. I don't believe they would. Because Diaz would have been coming out of the game. Familia would have had a pitch. Even though we get out of that inning, we have to go to the 10th inning with a guy on second. Lord knows that's never good. So, unfortunately, we got lucky. God was on our side last night. We got that win. That's what I like to see. William, for the shout out, for the free publicity. Guys, don't forget, guys, if you haven't already, hit on that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit on that subscribe button, everybody. I'm finally back. Sorry for the hiatus. I will be doing videos like this many times over. Don't forget, guys, please hit on that subscribe button. Trying to get to 1,000. Gonna do big things with this channel going forward, guys. So I want to thank you guys for your support. I really like the support. I really appreciate it. And don't forget, guys, always, always, always comment on my videos. Even if you missed the live stream, comment on the replay so more people can go out and see this live stream. That's what I'm trying to do here. Having fun with you guys. Having heart attacks every night with this Mets team. This Mets team should be better than what they are. But luckily for us, guys, the NL East is not as good as we expected it to be. And the Mets have to take full advantage of that in May. We got a lot of games in May, not a lot of off days. Oh, my God. Hold on. I got to stop here. Holy Christ. The man, the myth, the legend, Fernando, is finally on my live stream. Guys, let's give him a round of applause. The Phillies fan, Fernando. Fernando, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Yes, I was in my cave. I had to hide. It got sunny out. My white skin and all. I got to be careful. So, the Nationals are above us, but we'll be okay, Fernando. I believe that. Jerry, what's up? How you doing? Ryan, what's up? How's it going? Shout out to everybody who's tuning in. Hit on that like button, guys. Everything's doing good right now. I'm back. Fernando, she's doing good. The arm is, okay. It's getting there, but she's doing good, and she thank you guys for all the well wishes that you gave her. She's doing well. Like I said, I had a lot more things to do, so I couldn't get into the videos and all that stuff and live streaming. I had a lot, with work and trying to help her out, with everything and stuff like that. It was going crazy, but I'm back, guys. So she gave me the A-OK to come back. She's the boss, so we got to make that happen. Let's see. We got lucky last night. The baseball gods were in our favor. Absolutely, Vegas. Vegas Dave, absolutely. I completely agree. I really, really, really thought that we were going to lose that game last night, and that's the biggest issue. And just like Vegas Dave just said in the comment, I'm going to pull that up. Nothing is never normal with the Mets. New owner, new players, all-star type players. It's the same thing. You put on a Mets jersey, you put on the orange and blue. We have to suffer before we get any gratification out of anything with this Mets team. Nothing new. We got to suffer. It's not. It will never be as fun if we don't suffer first, and that's the funny thing. So yeah. Wainwright. Let's see what Fernando Wainwright is going to haunt us. That curveball. Of course, Fernando has to bring it up. We know SNY is going to bring it up later on today. Yes, we know. That beautiful curveball, that Beltran. Let me put it this way. It wasn't a beautiful curveball. It was a hanger. If any guy besides Beltran is in that spot, that ball's over the right field wall. Now, a 3-2 pitcher, you're probably expecting a fastball with the bases loaded. But let's be honest. Wainwright's best pitch is his curveball. There is no way he was going to go out throwing a fastball in that situation. That curveball was coming, and Beltran had to be ready for that. Or at the very least, look fastball and adjust to the curveball. You got to foul that pitch off. Late swing, elect check swing, hit it. Foul it off or something. But, yeah, that was a long time ago. So let's hope Wainwright don't throw that curveball too much tonight. Sal, my girlfriend, technically is a Met fan because I'm a Met fan. So there you go. All right. So interesting comment, Jerry. Met fans are overreacting. It's still early in the season. Our team hasn't started hitting yet, but we know they will. I agree somewhat, Jerry, but the overreacting, I don't know if it's more about the offense than it is the problems with Rojas. And, the problem with Lindor is that he always starts off slow in April. And I don't know if it's just typical of Lindor starting slow in April, but we have to give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit because it's a new league, new division. He's seeing all new pitchers, and it's a new environment for him. He's in New York now too. So there's a lot to take in with him having slow starts in April and everything else that I just mentioned. So that's the biggest issue. But, I think this team will hit, but let's hope the pitching still is going strong while we get the offense going. Because we see it all the time with the Mets. The offense is going, the pitching sucks. The pitching is going well, the offense sucks. If we can ever bottle that up together, we're a dangerous team. We're one of the best teams in baseball. If we get all that together. Willie Hayden, what's up? Rob, what about your boy Lindor? Hey. Leave my boy Lindor alone, all right? Let's talk about that benches clearing and Alvarado. Listen, I'm all for guys. Now, it was an important part in the game. Close game. Dominic Smith up. He gets a base hit there. We take the lead. Everything like that. But when Alvarado, was pumping his fist, yeah. I like that stuff from pitches and everything like that when there's a big out. But the after part, after that little celebration, he goes after Dominic Smith with the yapping of the mouth and right after him. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. If I was Dom, I would have lifted his ass off the ground and started wailing on him. Dominic Smith should have went after him. And Ron Darling said it. You don't do stuff like that, and you go after that guy. I'm sorry. You don't let him show you up like that and not go after him. Take a charge. You might get stopped, but at least take a charge. Alvarado is an asshole. He thinks he's better than he is, and he has a lot to talk about. And he made that stupid comment about Lindor and all that fun and all that crazy stuff, which is true. But let's be honest. He has a guy on his own team that has $300 million. And in all honesty, though, he hasn't been as good as advertised with Harper. So he talked about Lindor, but the guy on his own team is making $300 million and is not that good. And let's be honest. They got Harper to help them get to the playoffs. And Harper's been there for a couple of years now, and they haven't even made the playoffs. So he's got to cool down a little bit. And I'm telling you right now, guys, we face this team 9 more times this season. There will be another brawl, and I think it will get very heated because this team is expected to be very, very in this division throughout the whole year. So that's what I'm just hoping for, craziness and a lot of bad blood. I love it. Dom should have went after him. That pisses me off, guys. Let me check the comments really quick. You know what, Billy? We will love Lindor. You know what? But you know what? He deserves the boos. He deserves the criticism. Excuse me. He deserves the criticism and everything like that. But he's got to realize that he's not in Cleveland anymore. You're going to get booed. You know what? We'll be the first ones to cheer him and praise him when he's doing well. He will love it here when he starts doing well. But you know what? You have to gain our respect. Just like Piazza was booed when he got here. He wasn't hitting. He hit that big double in an important game during the season. In the second half, Met fans started to love him, started to cheer him. And Piazza is known as a Met and not even a Dodger. So Lindor just has to realize that you got to perform here. Cleveland, you could be 0 for 36 and they won't boo you. We will boo you. We will curse you. You will be destroyed on social media. And that's just the way it is. And he signed up for it. If you did not want to be here, you don't sign the contract. I don't care for how much money. You want to be here, you got to perform. Hopefully he's going to start heating up in May. April, he usually starts off very slow, so we'll just have to wait and see, guys. Well, you know what, Nelson? Villar's a very prominent stolen base guy. He's very good. He has very good speed. That was a smart play by Villar. He saw how lackadaisical and lazy Hoskins was with that ball, wasn't paying attention, and he took the opportunity, knowing that nobody was paying attention, got that run in to tie the game. That was an excellent play by Villar. And that's exactly what type of play we need. You know what? When we got VR and Pilar and Amora, I was like, okay, you know what? Not the greatest options, but you know what? They've been great off the bench. I really do have to say. I mean, how many times VR and Pilar, especially VR, he basically won 3 games for us this year, defensively and offensively. Been great. And I wish we even had Jose Martinez on his bench. Also, which, bolsters his bench even more. So, got to give a lot of credit to Pilar in the 9th hitting that home run to make it 4-3. And then VR with the heads-up play to tie the game. You know what? Sal, the hitting and running is fine, but I don't even think anything other than dropping him down in the lineup and taking the pressure off him is the only thing that's going to work. Because even if you do hit and runs, he's not making a lot of contact. And when he is, he's making very soft contact. And I think dropping him down in the order is much smarter. Just like he did with Conforto. And just like you moved up Smith when Smith was hot, when he was at the bottom of the order. When Conforto wasn't hitting, he put Conforto down to 6th and 7th. You got to do that with Lindor. You know what? Move up, everybody. Conforto bat 3rd. McNeil's starting to hit. Put him 2nd or lead him off. If you want to throw in, somebody else, put VR bat in 2nd or bat in 3rd or something like that. Change it up a little bit. But you have to really put Lindor down in this lineup a little bit because he is hurt in the beginning of this lineup, which is not good. Vegas Daves, you can meet me in a tunnel. I love that comment. Oh, man, that pumped me up. Vegas, Dave, I'm telling you right now, that pumped me up. And I was just hoping yesterday that Smith would have got the opportunity with Alvarado on the mound. That would have been a perfect matchup. And everybody was waiting for it. But Alvarado couldn't find the plate, and he was terrible. So he didn't even get the opportunity to face Dominic Smith again. So, oh well. And the hell with Alvarado. But that was the comment of the century. Meet me in the tunnel. That was awesome. Absolutely, Vegas Dave. Hayden, who handles the bullpen better, Rojas or Callaway? None of the above, because Mickey Callaway just never made any good moves when it came to bullpen. Rojas just seems that he makes a lot of very odd decisions when it comes to the bullpen. You know, a lot of the times the bullpen helped Rojas out when when he put Jacob Barnes in. I'm like, oh my god, but Barnes pitched well that inning. But at the end of the day, Rojas just has to realize that you don't put Diaz in certain situations. He talked about it during the offseason and during spring training. He doesn't want to put Diaz in situations where he knows he's not going to perform. Last night was one of those nights. It's common sense, and Rojas didn't do that. So he's going against his own word, and I don't like that. So I don't think any of them are any good when it comes to the bullpen, which is a problem. But it's kind of crazy the fact that Rojas is not good with the bullpen, and I don't think he's a good manager. But he is he's our manager right now. We have to deal with it. Pee in the scrubs for me, Rob. When I go back there, I definitely will, Nelson, just for you. The Mets will fight the Phillies. I'm telling you right now. Mets got some big ass guys on that bench, man. You got Alonso, you got Dom, you got Walker, who looks like he's ready to bring somebody to the alley and beat their ass. We got some big boys in there. Jacob deGrom with his long legs will do a spinning kick and kick Alvarado in the face. It'd be great. It'd be a great fight. I think the Mets will win that battle. Yo, Lindor's been the biggest cheerleader on this team. But you know what? I do have to say something. Because there's a lot of guys that come to New York, and when they're slumping and they're not doing well, they mope on the bench and they don't cheer on their other guys. Lindor's been good. And, he's been edging on his pitchers on the field. As soon as he comes from a bad at-bat, he's right back on the front step cheering on the next at-bat. So, you know what? Lindor, at least he's doing that. He's being a good teammate, and that's good to see. I'm telling you right now, Lindor is going to start hitting in the month of May. He's going to have a 350 batting average going in May. I guarantee you that. And you guys can call me out on it if you want. You know what, Sal? That's a good call with Jose Mesa. That's a great call, actually. I like that. For real. I like that. That's a good one. Hell yeah. You know what? And then, with Lindor's hair, I don't really care about that. I mean, who cares? I like his sneakers. I like his cleats, his gloves, and all that fun stuff. But listen, we're going to love Lindor and his dramatics and his passion when he starts hitting and he plays well. You know what? There's no reason why when he's not going to bat 280, knocking 28 to 30 home runs and 80 to 90 RBIs. He's batting in the 2 holes, so RBIs are not going to be high. But I'm not going to be surprised if that's his end stats of 280, 28 home runs, 80 to 90 RBIs. So I'm not worried about Lindor yet. I'm really not. Nick, how you doing, buddy? Thoughts on Castro? Castro just didn't have it last night. He's been one of our best relievers, so I'm not going to go crazy. Everybody has a bad performance, and Castro had one yesterday. But he'll be fine. I think he's going to be okay. I'm not really worried about Castro. I really like, that was the one thing Brody Van Wagenen did. He got Castro, and I thought it was a good move. So Castro is going to be fine for this team. He just had a bad outing, and I'm not really worried about him. And you know what? We'll probably even see Castro tonight again, too. Tonight's a bullpen game. Joey Lucchesi is starting. But Foley will probably go after Lucchesi, and, it might go right into Castro. You just don't know. But As you guys know, Diaz with his back, he's probably not going to pitch tonight or during this series, most likely. So we just got to wait and see. But I'm not worried about Cashel at all, Nick. Yo, Fernando, Smith will meet you in the tunnel. Come on, Smith's from Compton, man. He's tough as nails. Jerry, that's true too. Callaway did have a better options than Callaway for sure. Callaway, he had a terrible Diaz in 2019. Lugo, he couldn't pitch every day because of the arm issues. And he didn't trust nobody. Familia was really bad. He didn't have nobody he could trust. So that's a good call too, Jerry. But at the end of the day, guys, you have to know the situations with your players. Rojas needs to do better when he makes gut calls like that. And that was a gut call with Diaz. There was no reason to bring in Diaz with a 4-run lead. Throw in Familia. Familia has been good this year. Even Gesellman show you he can do it. One of those guys could have been fine last night, and you could have had Diaz, worst case scenario, if those guys didn't perform. But putting in Diaz in that situation was a recipe for disaster, and that's exactly what happened. Injury or not. Fernando, you're funny. I missed your comments, man. I really did. There you go. We got the numbers crunch with Billy right here. You know what? You could say that about a lot of players, Billy. You know what? We could have said that about Piazza. Not money-wise, but at the time, money-wise with Piazza. But Piazza didn't perform early on when he became a Met. A lot of players come to New York, didn't perform well early in New York. The Yankees, the Mets. So, like I said, give Lindor the month of May, and if he doesn't start hitting by the end of May, that's when we start to worry. That's when we think he might be another Alomar, another Baerga, guys like that. So let's give him a chance. New league, new pitchers, new division, new city. It's a lot to take in. I think he's going to be fun. He has that personality where I think he'll be fine. And you know what? I'm saying that now, but I might be killing him in a month. So stay tuned. Yeah, Nick, exactly. And when it comes to Castro, he's been good this year. One bad outing. It's rare nowadays that a reliever won't have a bad outing every now and then. So, so I'm not truly worried about that yet, but I think he's going to be okay for sure. Exactly. Beltran had an awful first year. He was getting booed out of the stadium. At the time, one of the richest contracts in Mets history. He was getting booed. He didn't play well in 2005. It was terrible. But you seen what happened the next year. He got comfortable. And let's be honest, Beltran's personality was a lot less different, much different than Lindor's. He was a quiet guy, didn't like the media, and he turned it around. And he was one of the best center fielders in Mets history. So you can put Beltran and Lindor in the same situation. The money was big. He was the star of the team, the biggest face of this franchise, basically, when it came to money and guys you brought in. Beltran, Lindor, very similar. So that's why you just have to, hopefully Lindor doesn't have a Beltran first year, because that's not going to bode well for this Mets team. So I don't think that Lindor is going to have a bad year as Beltran did when he first came. But we need to get Lindor going, because if Lindor gets going, Conforto's starting to heat up, Alonso's doing well, Smith's going to heat up again, this offense is going to be very difficult to beat. But like I said before, this team can, on average, can score 4 to 5 runs a game. Right now we're scoring 3 runs a game. And that's not where we need to be. We need to be scoring 4 to 5 runs a game and giving this pitching staff the run support that they deserve, because they've been pitching great. hell yeah, we got to root for him. You know, he's wearing the orange and blue. You got to root for him. You can't root, you can't not root for a player because he's not doing well. You want him to do well when he's wearing orange and blue. Jared Kalenic. Oh, man, how I love to see him in center field right now. I tell you that. You know what? The same issues with Nimmo. Again, let me talk about Nimmo a little bit. I haven't been, Nimmo's been good, but let's be honest. The last 2 weeks, he hasn't been good. Like I said, he's very streaky. He's okay defensively. And yet again, he's injured. Nimmo has been injured the last couple of years. Another big issue with Nimmo is injury. Very streaky. He has these moments where he strikes out all the time all of a sudden. Nimmo is another one that I did not want playing center field. You know, who knows? If Kalenic was here, he might have been in center field. You might have used Nimmo in a deal in the offseason, but that didn't happen. But man, I tell you right now, I still take Springer over Nimmo any day. And you saw what happened when Springer came back. 3 home runs already, couple of RBIs. I mean, Nimmo's been good the first couple, the first week or two of the season, but the last 2 weeks he's been terrible, and now he's injured again. That's Nimmo in a nutshell. He's often injured, not a center fielder, and offensively not doing well either. So it's a problem. Pilar luckily played well yesterday in Nimmo's spot, so let's just hope that Nimmo can be healthy and be okay. Hayden, you're facing me in fantasy. Yes, I know. I seen that. All right. Good luck. Not really. I want to win. But it's been fun. Sorry I haven't been in the chat a lot lately, guys. You know the issue, but I will be in the chat a little bit more. These last 2 weeks since my girlfriend and everything like that been a little crazy. But I will be in the chat more. I will be doing videos more. So hope you guys enjoy that I'm back. Ghostway, we are scoring more, I think. I think so, sort of. It was a little fishy. The Philly series, very odd. Again, we get so many guys in scoring position, we don't get it done. Yesterday, we finally did, which was nice to see. Hopefully, we continue it and keep it going because we got to score runs against this Cardinals team. They're a good team. They're a solid team. They will score runs. We got Wainwright that we got to face tonight. We had a hard time hitting this guy over the years, as we know. But let's hope he's another year older and we can get him. That's the most important thing. We got to get him early. Well, yeah, exactly. But he had a great season in 2016. Yep. 2006, Beltran was really good. He was a good Met. Really good Met. He played well. He played well in the playoffs as well. Until that strikeout to Wainwright in the LCS. It could have been anybody. It was just Beltran, It was a great pitch. I mean, my Lord, that curveball started that over Beltran's head and ended up right in the strike zone. So, it was 15 years ago. So, long time ago. Yes, I agree. Cespedes had that, that incredible 2015, but screwed us after his second contract. Yep, agree. He also had a very good 2016 when we signed him to that 1-year deal. So, Cespedes was a big part of the 2015 second half and the playoffs. He struggled in the playoffs with us. He made that terrible play in the outfield on the first at bat in the World Series, but he got us to the playoffs. So, there was a lot Cespedes did well until he got the second contract. Fernando, I agree. Yeah, but you know what? But that's the issue. Nimmo is not a consistently good player that's always on the field, and that's the problem with him. And he's always hurt. He still is not great defensively. And offensively, he can go on a cold streak where he strikes out a ton and doesn't get on base either, which is his best asset, is getting on base with walks for the most part. Oh, MB, she broke her arm. Yeah, the car accident, broken arm, but she's doing good. So, like I said, I had a lot of extra stuff that I had to take care of, so that's why I haven't been doing what I had to do with my channel, with videos or live streams for the last 2 weeks. So, but she's doing well. So, there's a lot less that has to get done now. So that's why I'm back with the channel right now. That's why I took a little hiatus. I know everybody was like, I was getting comments from old videos that people were saying, where the hell you're at, and all that stuff. So I didn't want to, give out too much information. And I told everybody who was in my fantasy league, what happened in the chat. So, everybody thought I just quit and said the hell with you guys. But, personal issues. MB, how you doing, buddy? Nick, I completely agree with you. If our offense starts to hit, we are going to be a very tough team to hit. 100% agree. This team is made to score runs. This team wasn't put together to be a good pitching staff. It wasn't. Clearly, Sandy Olson didn't think that our pitching staff needed more help. And, there's been a little bit of activity with Shane Green, guys. That's my favorite guy, according to Fernando. Shane Green has been getting a little bit of watchful eye from teams. So I don't know why it's took teams so late to gain interest, but the Mets are involved a little bit. And I got to tell you guys, with all of this being said, with this offense, it's really, really important that we score runs for this team. The pitcher staff's been great. Shane Green is a big, big part of any team in his bullpen. And let's be honest, we've seen these bullpens throughout baseball. There is not one team that would not want Shane Green. And I'll tell you right now, Sandy Alderson might actually do some good with this team, and he needs to make a call to Shane Green's agent and get this guy in the bullpen. That's funny, Fernando. You know what? You know what? He can starve all he wants. He could be 100 pounds wet. He keeps pitching the way he's been pitching. I don't care. Yo, Randy, what's up? Hey, listen, I'll give you a shout out. Randy's channel. Randy NYC, my channel is Randy Talking Mets. Just wanted to let you know I started the channel. Guys, check Randy out. It's always good to support people who support you. Hayden, I love supporting his channel. So, like I said, guys, if you have a YouTube channel, I will not block you from promoting your channel on a live stream in the chat. I will support you guys. Absolutely, no problem. Just don't overdo it. Obviously, I wouldn't overdo it on your channel on a live stream. Maybe I'll give my own shout out on my channel, but I won't go overboard. But guys, you can promote your channel on here. It's all about support. We all want to get viewers. We all want to get subscribers. We all want to get likes, comments, everything like that. So check out Randy's channel, Randy Talks Mets. Check that out, Randy. Thank you for supporting me. I will absolutely support you. Randy, I will subscribe to your channel and everything like that, so I can see when you post your videos and when you go live. All right, guys. So check out Randy's channel. All right, Randy's Talks Mets. MB, she's good. She's doing okay. Could have been a lot worse. Thankfully, she's not. Yeah, you know what? Listen, what I've learned about her, Fernando, is that she's tough as nails. That's one thing that she's always been, is tough as nails. And you know what? She's a strong SOB. I tell you that right now. You know what? The card didn't look so good. I tell you right now. But Again, guys, this is stating the obvious, but wear your seatbelt. This is the public service announcement. Listen, wear your seatbelt because it did save her. I'm telling you right now. The way the car looked, she got hit on the driver's side. It would have been bad, much worse. I don't know how she didn't get more hurt. A couple of scratches, broken arm. Could have been worse. I tell you guys. Woo. Yeah, Nick, have a good day, buddy. Hopefully your homework's not too hard. But yeah, guys, just absolutely. Like she's tough as nails, and there's nothing bad I can say about her. She's a rock, man. I tell you. You know, that's being cold blooded. I'm just saying, like, I can laugh about it now, only because it could have been a lot worse. Absolutely, but she's a rock solid girl. I'll tell you that boy. Who the fuck is that guy? That's right. Yo, check out his new YouTube channel, Big Busty Milfs. Fernando, you're an ass, I tell you. Oh, that's awesome, Randy. That's awesome. That is really cool. Yo, Randy, if you know anybody that likes watching Mets content, shout them out. Bring them to my channel. Absolutely. That's awesome. You're a promoter operator. That's awesome. So shout out to Randy promoting, working for SNY. That's awesome. That's pretty cool, man. That's a dream job. That is awesome. Billy, what's up? Let's see. Thank you, Billy. Absolutely. Thank you. That's what I try to be, guys. Like I said, I know there's a lot of Met content out there. You can choose anybody you want, obviously. I try to be real with you guys. I don't try to be fake. I don't try to lie to you guys. I try to tell you how it is. I tell you if my Wi-Fi sucks. I tell you if anything sucks. I tell you if I'm wrong. Me and Fernando made a bet not too long ago with the first week in fantasy. Whoever won had to put a bag over their head and had to write whatever the guy wanted to write on the bag. I did that. I think it was the last live stream I did, if I'm not mistaken. I did that. And, I try to keep my word as much as possible. So, like I said, guys, I'm usually down the earth with you guys. I try to bring as much content as I possibly can. And when I do a video about a player, about a performance, about an owner, about a baseball operations person, or anything in particular, I try to be 100% the way I feel. I give you my 100% honest input, honest opinion, and what I believe. And when it comes to anything about the Mets, I'll bring the passion, because this is my favorite sport. I love this team. We all been through hell with this team, and there's nothing better than watching Mets baseball during the summer. It's just great. I look forward for this all year, every year. So that's the way it should be, guys. And there's a lot of people out there, in my opinion, with Mets content, I really think they're kind of, I wouldn't say fake, but I don't think they're really genuine. And the people who I subscribe to, and that's Hayden, that's Mets fans only. There's a couple other people out there. If I forgot you guys, I'm sorry. But there's people I subscribe to, and I watch their videos and their live streams. When I do that, I truly think that I like to see genuine people who love baseball, who love the Mets. And you can see that in their videos and in their live streams, the passion they have. There's a few people that I just don't appreciate, and I think they're doing it for the glory, not for the passion of the team and the baseball and the people who support their channel. I do free giveaways, which I have to do, by the way. I still got the bobblehead. I still got the David Wright card that I have to give away. I will be doing those videos. As you guys know, I got caught up with that stuff before time with the girlfriend. So that's going to still happen. The Flying Squirrel bobblehead and the David Wright card that's encased with the little mini Mets helmet I will be giving away still. So, all right, I didn't forget you guys. Yep, absolutely. I agree. I took the L on that with the week late, but I kept my word. I did do it. So Nelson, that's a great. I like that. Let's see. I don't know. To be honest with you, you know what, man? I'll tell you. Analytics is killing his game. It's not making it better. Analytics developed a launch angle, which is stupid because there's a lot of hitters like a Jeff McNeil who shouldn't be launching anything except hitting line drives. And that's crazy. Travis, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Yeah, so you know what? Analytics killing the game, absolutely. It's really I hate analytics. I really think baseball is more of a gut feel than anything else. You know, and the funny thing is when you could tell when a manager doesn't go with the analytics, and it's hilarious. And Rojas didn't go with analytics last night with Diaz with a 4-run lead. Clearly, no analytics would have said that to bring in Diaz with a 4-run lead. Makes no sense. And that's the problem. Managers use analytics so much that when they have to do a gut decision, a lot of the times they falter and make the bad decision. It's insane because they don't use it. They don't do it that much anymore. And when they do it, they're like, maybe I should put Diaz in. That sounds like a good idea. And then on top of that, you have coaches in the bench that don't tell Rojas nothing. Why wouldn't another coach go, listen, I don't think Diaz in this game, putting him in this game with a 4-run lead makes any sense. It's absolutely idiotic that no other coach on the staff in the dugout went to Rojas saying, listen, I don't think Diaz is a good spot for him right now. That's all that had been said. So it's not just on Rojas, it's on the coaching staff as well. You have to make smart decisions like that. Not only will you could have saved your closer for the St. Louis series, you could have actually got him more hurt than he actually was. Just because you made a stupid move. Hayden, McNeil and his power, I don't care about his power at all. What I want him to do is what he did last night. Hitting singles. Hitting balls the other way. Hit them where they're pitched. Hit them where that ball's pitched. Hit them where they ain't. That's Jeff McNeil. Jeff McNeil in the leadoff for number 2 hole is exactly where he needs to be. You've seen it. Batting him 7 puts him in no man's land. He shouldn't be there. He has to be in the 1 or 2 spot. That's exactly where McNeil needs to be. McNeil is a singles hitter who occasionally connects with one and hits it over the wall. That's what McNeil needs to be. That's what this Mets team needs McNeil to be. We need McNeil to get on base for the big guys. The Alonsos, the Lindors, the Confortos, the Smiths. That's why McNeil is in this lineup. He is a guy to get on base. He is the table setter for the big guys behind him. He is not the power guy. He never was and never will be. When he starts swinging for the fences, he gets worse as a hitter. And McNeil needs to be that singles and doubles hitter to be the table setters for the big guys in the middle of that lineup. That's what McNeil needs to be, Hayden. Power is not what I'm looking for McNeil. We got enough power in this lineup. McNeil needs to get on base. That's what we need from Jeff McNeil. Yeah, you know what, Jonathan? I agree, but I don't think they will. Not only we're going to have the 3-batter rule, the man on second in extra innings is probably staying. And then that stupid rule where you have to put a man on second is just the most idiotic non-baseball thing that they could have thought of. But whatever. At this moment, it's so stupid. There's so many games that are going to be determined by a man on second for extra innings. It's stupid. It really is. I just don't get it. It's absolutely stupid. But the three batter rule, I don't like either. But what it does, it makes managers actually do their job and figure out what pitches to bring in. And that's what I'm thinking. And the three batter rule gives the managers a little bit of a thought process because the three batter rule, analytics don't help you. I'm sorry. No analytics is going to tell you game by game, this pitcher needs to come in because if you put him in, he has to face three batters. There ain't going to be a lot of analytics that are going to show good numbers because all the other team's got to do is pinch hit for somebody because it's going to be late in games when that happens. You know, if you bring in a lefty to face Harper, you're going to have to face Bohm or you're going to have to face another Rhys Hoskins who are right-handed. Now you got to keep Loop in there. Loop's been good with right-handers as well also, but you know what I'm getting at. You bring in Loop to face Harper. He doesn't get Harper out. Now he's in trouble. We've seen it with the first game of the series against the Phillies, the first game of the season. We brought in Loop to face Harper. He hits Harper, and now Loop has to face right-handed batters, Bohm, Hoskins, and it turns into a disaster. That's why I like that three-batter rule. It's not a bad rule. I understand why MLB is doing it, but they're doing it for the wrong reasons. They're doing it to speed up the game, which doesn't speed up the game. What it does is what I think Manfred should actually say, which he won't, is that three-batter rule doesn't speed up the game. It actually prolongs the game a little more. What it does, it makes the managers really think about who to bring in, knowing that they're going to have to face the first three batters that they face. That's what I think the three-batter rule does. And it makes the managers think, which, let's be honest, that's why the title is a manager. They got to manage the game. Technically, they don't do that anymore. They read the numbers off a book, and then that's it. I'm going to check really quick to see if the lineup popped up so I can tell you guys. Let me check really quick. I'm not sure if the lineup popped up yet, but let me check. So, an hour and a half before the game. So, we got lineups. So, let me type it in the banner really quick. It's going to take me a couple of seconds, guys. Just give me a second. So that's the three-batter rule. I think is perfectly fine because it makes the manager think. That's what I like. So let me just type in the lineup so we can take a look at it and talk about it. Alrighty, almost there, guys. I really like this lineup already. Actually, very similar to last night, actually. Alrighty, give me one more second, guys. Almost done. All right, here we go. All right, guys. So here's the lineup for the Mets. McNeil, Lindor, Conforto, Alonso, Smith, Pilar, Villar, Nito, and Lucchesi. So we already see exact same lineup, except McCann is replaced by Nito. So what I like about this lineup is that the Mets scored runs, so Rojas kept it the same. That's probably the reason why he kept it the same, minus McCann. But what I like, what I would have wanted him to do is put Lindor behind Smith and put Pilar second. Pilar's looking like he's starting to hit. I would move Lindor down like he did with Conforto. I don't know why he doesn't do that. You know, Lindor hasn't been even getting on base, so his speed is pointless. You know, McNeil, I love leading off. I think he should be a number 2 hitter, but right now with Nimmo, he's perfectly leading off. That's fine. So that is your lineup for tonight against the Cardinals, against Adam Wainwright. McNeil, Lindor, Conforto, Alonso, Smith, Pilar, VR, Nito, and Lucchesi starting the game. So I like the lineup. You know what? I don't mind Rojas keeping it the same because we did score 8 runs yesterday. So consistency is key with this team. Oh, Coors. Coors Light. I don't like Coors Light. I think that's a nasty ass beer. Underwater Levels. How you doing, buddy? This might be the first time I've seen you in one of my live streams. Thank you for tuning in. Underwater Levels. How you doing? Hit on that like button. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you for tuning in. So, you know what? Levels. Francisco Lindor is too expensive. Yes and no. Teams are going to be paying these guys based on market value. Lindor, considering all the numbers, considering who's been the best shortstop, Lindor is one of the best. He's going to get paid like one of the best. If it wasn't the Mets giving him that money, somebody else would have. So you don't make that trade Levels and not sign him. It just took that much money to sign him. And I think Lindor is going to be fine. Is he expensive? Yes. But at the end of the day, you have to pay superstars. You just have to. It just is what it is. You know, would I prefer him getting paid $300 million instead of $341? Yes, of course. But our owner, Steve Cohen, has the money. That's what we have to think about. It's not about money anymore. It's about performance and getting the players you want. You pinpoint a player, you focus in on the player, you get the player. Money is no issue anymore. Problem is, we have Sandy Alderson, who always looks at money and penny pinches. Let's be honest. Sandy Alderson didn't get this deal done with Lindor. It took Steve Cohen stepping in to get the deal done with Francisco Lindor. That's why getting the guys you want and need on this team didn't happen this year because of Sandy Alderson. And that goes for Real Muto and George Springer. Case closed. JT Realmuto is playing great for the Phillies. He's been clutch for the Phillies. George Springer, obviously, he's been hurt. But as soon as he came back, his clutch performance shows up. 3 home runs right away. Springer and Realmuto are clutch players. They perform in the moments. Springer is known to be a clutch performer in the playoffs. That's the type of player you want on this team. And that's what the Mets are lacking. And they're still lacking it. Just because you scored 8 runs yesterday means absolutely nothing, guys. And the only thing I can think of is the reason why we didn't get those players because Realmuto didn't want to sign early. So Alderson said, well, we don't want you then. We're going to go to McCann. So Sandy Alderson would rather take a risk, which McCann is a risk. Take the $40 million, which you could have used extra to sign Lindor and give a little money to JT Realmuto. But no, he gave McCann $40 million, who is a career backup catcher who never started for a team, but you gave a $40 million contract to a guy who's never started on any team as a catcher. Made no sense, in my opinion. And just because the rotation and the pitching staff has been good, and don't get me wrong, McCann's been great defensively. But let's be honest, Nito is very good defensively as well. If the Mets said, you know what, I'm going to give Nito a chance to be a starter and bring a backup catcher behind him, I would have been okay with that if they would have got George Springer commanding center field. Maybe Nimmo could have been in a package deal with a prospect to get Chris Bryant. Let's be honest. Have you seen Chris Bryant's numbers, guys? Way better than J.D. Davis. And we have to worry about J.D. Davis at third base, which, again, I continue to worry about. I tell you right now, Chris Bryant would have been a force on this team. The Mets should have gotten him. But let's be honest, it's Sandy Alderson. Sometimes Sandy Alderson looks at these players, looks at Davis, thinks he's better than he is. Did anybody really expect J.D. Davis to be a better defensive player? I thought he was going to be okay, but it's shown that he just is not very good, guys. And that's worrisome. Look what he had to do. He couldn't even make that throw the other day. It's scary. Man, Davis, every time he has no problem catching the balls, his throws, which I worry about. The umps are the real MVP. Let me check the comments really quick, guys. Absolutely, Fernando. I love those rants. I love doing those rants, man. If it ain't ramps about rules, it's rants about Shane Green, about Sandy Olson, about Luis Rojas all the time. Nelson, promoting Miller Lite. If Rob gets 1K subs, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. It's Miller time. Let me check the comments really quick. You know what, Fernando? 100% agree. I'm telling you right now. Me and Sandy Olson don't like each other. If I was very popular on YouTube, Sandy Olson wouldn't like me. I don't like Sandy Olson. The only thing Sandy Olson is good for is trades. He's excellent at making trades. And I think he set the foundation in the offseason by talking to the Cubs twice during the offseason about Chris Bryant. So he laid down he laid down the foundation, setting up a possible trade for the trade deadline. Because I'm telling you right now, there is going to be a moment during the trade deadline where the Mets are going to go after Chris Bryant. No doubt about it. Hopefully the Cubs are not in playoff contention. So they're thinking about they can trade Chris Bryant, because if they're in playoff contention, they're not going to trade Bryant because they want to win. But if Bryant's on the block, I think Sandy Olson is going to go get him, because I do not trust J.D. Davis at their base. Imagine Chris Bryant on this team right now. He has 9 home runs in 25 games? 9 home runs. Holy Christ. And he's batting .275. Man, I would love that at their base right now. Oh, Nelson, good. Okay, I didn't see that. So J.D. Davis is on the IL, and brought up Hildenberger. So we got another bullpen on, which makes sense because Hildenberger is the reliever, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think he is. Let's see. Let me check the. I should know this, to be honest with you guys. I should know this, but let's see. Let me just check 1 second. All right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So they brought up Hildenberger. J.D. Davis is on the IL. All right. Well, all right. Makes sense. You don't have Diaz for a couple of games. But yeah, so I think that Trevor Hildenberger. Yeah, okay. I remember him from the spring training. So yeah. So I mean, what are you gonna do? J.D. Davis, he's more hurt than we thought. So better to put him on the IL, bring up somebody else. So Randy said Matt Chapman. I like Matt Chapman, but again with his hip, I'm worried a little bit about him. But I think Chris Bryant is the best option for the Mets going forward with the trade deadline, because I don't think Davis is going to figure it out defensively, and that's a problem. He can't be a big liability. As much as he can hit, like I said, Smith and Davis are in this lineup every day and out of position. Because let's be honest, J.D. Davis is a DH, and Smith is the first baseman. Smith is not a good left fielder. He shouldn't be in left field. Davis is the DH. He's not a third baseman. we have two guys playing out of position because they have to be big time offensively. And right now, Smith is struggling and JD Davis is on the IL. So, it's a big problem. Cubs are in last place, 5 games back. So that's a good sign. They'll be looking to trade Brian, I guess, right? So that might benefit the Mets. I think Olson did a good job in trying to find a suitor for a third baseman, in my opinion. So that's what I'm thinking. And I think he set the foundation perfectly for the trade deadline when it comes to Bryant. Because that's what Sandy Olson does when it comes to trades. He sets up a foundation, and he had the opportunity to do it in the offseason. But like I said, it's going to cost less now to get Bryant in trade deadline because he only got a half a season. It might have cost us more if he did it during the offseason. So Suarez I like, but if I had to choose, I want Bryant. 100% I want Bryant. He's really good defensively, and offensively, he's a monster right now. So, guys, this is your lineup. As you can see on the screen, McNeil, Lindor, Conforto, Alonso, Smith, Pilar, VR, and Nito. Same lineup as last night, except for Nito is replacing James McCann. So, once again, guys, hit on that like button. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. So far, so good in May. The Mets are 2-0 in May, which is always nice. One more time, guys. The Mets got lucky in the Philly series. 100%. We should have swept them. They didn't have their main guys playing. And we did get lucky with a call. We didn't get lucky with a call last night. It was the right call. But we got lucky when it came to the call on the field after the replay. We got the W. We got the win. That's all that matters. Who cares how it was done? It happened. It's over with. We're on the St. Louis on a 4-game series. That's what we got to worry about. Adam Wainwright, we're facing tonight. Joey Lucchesi is on the mound. Probably won't go more than 4 or 5 innings. And then it'll probably be Foley that'll come in after him. So hopefully Joey Lucchesi pitches well. And the big thing against Adam Wainwright with the Mets, we have to get to him early. Because when he settles in, just like we saw with Zach Wheeler, when he settles in, it's very hard to hit him. And yes, exactly, Fernando. Sandy Olson did say and sent that text. I guarantee he did that Chris Bryant thought he was going to be a Met because that was the text that was sent to Chris Bryant during the offseason. That's right, the fountain. Yeah, Randy, I agree with McCann. Yeah, you see, Randy, McCann was good in Chicago, but we have to pay attention to why he was good. He played a decent amount of games, but he was the backup catcher. And he was not a starter for the White Sox. And when you become a starting catcher and you're playing every day, you will get exposed offensively. And I don't think McCann is that good offensively. And to give a backup catcher, which McCann is, a backup catcher, $40 million, when you have a guy who, let's be honest, you could find a really good defensive catcher for a lot less money. My biggest problem is that Sandy Alderson did not do his due diligence and read the market very poorly when it came to JT Realmuto. Because we were all expecting JT Realmuto to get between $150 and $200 million. He got $117. That's a problem. And that's a bad job by Sandy Alderson. You cannot pivot so quickly from JT Realmuto to James McCann because James McCann was willing to sign. And JT Realmuto you knew he was going to take his time. Scott Boras is his client. Scott Boras is his agent. So Sandy Olson read the market poorly on Realmuto. And you could have, if you wanted to go to defensive route only, why go James McCann? You could have just upgraded Nimmo to the starting role. He's good defensively, very good with the pitching staff. The pitchers love him. Why don't you just do that and use the $40 million to bolster the bullpen, or use the extra few $1 million that you wouldn't have used on James McCann to get George Springer? That's a problem. That's why Sandy Olson is not very good in free agency, and he still continues to show that. Lawrence, I think, should bring pitcher from Mullins instead of Joey up. Yamamoto? Yeah, yes, he might be better than Joey, but I think the Mets like that lefty option also with Joey, with Lucchesi. So I don't know why they haven't bring up Yamamoto yet, but let's see him pitch in opening night in the minors. See how he does. But you know what? I like Joey Lucchesi, Joey left arm as I call him. I do like Joey Lucchesi. I think he's going to be good. But I think the Mets are going to have to stop with this bullpen game crap because, and we will see it over with soon because Carrasco's coming back. It's looking like Carrasco is going to be back in the Tampa Bay series. So I might be actually seeing Carrasco pitch in Tampa next week. So it looks like Carrasco is on track. He was supposed to be pitching today in a simulated game. Hopefully he's going to pitch like 6 innings. If he comes out of that good, he's on track to pitch in Tampa next week. So that bullpen by committee crap that I can't stand is going to be gone. So that's good to know. We need Carrasco in this rotation. It's going to make it much better. And then we get that acquisition with Syndergaard coming back in June. So that's great. Randy, I don't know with McCann. You know what? I thought he was going to be better offensively. I don't know. You know, with McCann, I knew he was going to be good defensively. I had no issue with that. He has a gun of an arm. But I don't trust him offensively. And Lord knows, McCann came up with so many opportunities for runners in scoring position, and he just did not do it. And that's a problem. You know what? As much as we're going to kill Ramos, you know what? He was good offensively the first year. Second year, he wasn't. But I really like it. That's why I wanted JT Realmuto so much, because he does it on both ends of the spectrum, offensively and defensively. And I don't, we would have got a bargain if we would have gave JT Realmuto $117 million. It was a bargain. And McCann is not a bargain. I think we overpaid for McCann. But Sandy Olson was willing to overpay for McCann to not go to the Angels. So I don't get it. He wouldn't overpay George Springer, wouldn't overpay for Realmuto, but he was willing to overpay for Trevor Bauer. Where's that mindset? It's stupid. With Lindor, we need him to be better. I think he's going to be better. With the batting practice thing, listen, everybody has their own routine. Lindor's been doing it for a while. So I'm not going to go on him. He's trying to hit home runs in batting practice. Maybe that's his routine. That's how he gets better. But look at his stats in his career with Lindor. In April, he is very, very bad in April. He is very, very slow offensively when it comes to April. I don't know why it is. We see that with a lot of players in the league. They have really bad offensive Aprils. That's what Lindor is his whole career. I think, if I'm not mistaken, for his career with Lindor, I think he's batting like 215, 220 in April. No power at all in April. So he's on trend with his career. Not good in April. So we just have to wait and see with that. But I think Lindor is going to be fine. Let's give him the month of May before we start killing him. No, sir. That is actually my chair and my desk. I kind of hit it, and also I have a fan under my laptop that makes fun noises. But no, I wouldn't do that to you guys. I would make the silent farts. Come on now. You know what, Lawrence? Listen, I heard Joe B on the fan the other day with Evan Roberts on the Saturday show. Listen, when the trade happened, I was happy, but I was upset they gave up Jimenez. Now I know that was probably what got it done, but I think Jimenez is going to be very good. And my thing is that the biggest problem here it is. Sandy Alderson made the decision and put himself and the Mets in a corner because he traded all his shortstops on the major league level for Lindor. So it gave him no leverage when it came to Lindor. Lindor had the Mets and Sandy Alderson over a barrel when it came to contract extension. Lindor knew that the Mets traded all their shortstops on the major league roster. What are you supposed to do? You had no choice but to sign Lindor. And I wouldn't have given Jimenez up. I thought Rosario was expendable to me. Jimenez wasn't. And it sucks. I really thought we could have kept Jimenez and made him the everyday shortstop and used that money elsewhere. Like, again, catcher with JT Realmuto, center field with George Springer. Just imagine this offense if we would have kept Jimenez, maybe use Rosario in another deal, but you would have had Springer in center, Realmuto as catcher. So it would have been Nimmo in left field, and Smith would have had to be on the bench. I'm sorry. You know, I think that would have been a lot better for this team, but I agree with Joe B. Giving up Jimenez made no sense. It was one of the guys that I thought performed well last year. Great defensively. Basically, we're getting Jimenez exactly what we're getting out of Lindor right now. And Jimenez has hit better last year. So, like I said, we got 10 years with Lindor. There's a lot to see. Is Jimenez going to be Lindor? Probably not. But let's give Lindor a chance. Let's see how it goes. This trade still can pan out. It's not going to pan out for the Indians because I don't think Jimenez is going to be as good as Lindor. And Rosario's been a disaster for Cleveland. He's playing center field. I mean, my God. Yeah, Jimenez is about 177. He hasn't been good. But like I said, I think Jimenez, again, Jimenez is now in a new league, new city, new team, new division. He's seeing all new pitches, just like Lindor is. So I'm not surprised Jimenez is starting off slow. But he's been good defensively, and Jimenez is going to pick it up. I'm telling you, he's going to be good. Jimenez is going to be the shortstop for the next 5 to 7 years for the Indians, no doubt. Because Jimenez is going to be good, though. Randy, I agree. He's not a center fielder. He's not. And I just don't understand. The two biggest needs on this team was catcher and center field. We got James McCann, who's the backup catcher. He's very good defensively. We could have saved that $40 million and put Nito, who's a very good defensive catcher. Not the best arm, not as strong as McCann, arm-wise, but the pitching staff likes to throw to Nito. We could have gave Nito the starting job or just gave JT Realmuto. Like I said, we spent, let me see, before the Lindor extension, we spent $40 million. I think it was like $35 million on May. We spent about $100 million in total on contracts during the offseason before Lindor. And we didn't do nothing really for the bullpen besides May and Loop. Now, May and Loop's been good, don't get me wrong, but they could have done more. But I really think the key to this offseason was JT Realmuto and George Springer. This team would have been a lot better offensively with Realmuto and George Springer. They're clutch batters, they're clutch performers. They proved it over and over again, especially Springer in the playoffs. Like, are we trying to just make the playoffs, or are we trying to make the playoffs and do damage in the playoffs? Those are the guys you want on your team in the playoffs. Clutch performers. And Realmuto and Springer are those guys. But now Realmuto stayed in Philly and Springer is in Toronto. So, yes, Joe B did say the anxiety. He laughed at that. That was funny. Like I said, major league players have anxiety when it comes to runners in scoring position. Just the Mets, apparently. It's amazing. Randy, yes, Nito, I do feel like he's getting better. He started to hit a little bit too. I like Nito. He should get, I guarantee you Nito will probably get a hit tonight. I'll probably put some money down on that for sure. All right, guys, so let's recap. I'm going to finish it up here, guys. The last few minutes. I'll stay another couple of minutes. So the Mets lineup for tonight against the Cards, against Adam Wainwright, Jeff McNeil, Francisco Lindor, Michael Conforto, Pete Alonso, Dominic Smith, Jonathan Pilar, Jonathan VR, Tomas Nido, and Joey Lee Casey is on the mound. So that is your lineup for tonight against Adam Wainwright. Don't forget, guys, if you're new to this channel, hit on that subscribe button. Hit on that like button if you haven't already, guys. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm finally back. I know it's been a while. Thank you for still supporting me while I was on this hiatus. If you guys are in my fantasy league, good luck this week. Hopefully you guys lose. Hopefully I win. That's always nice. But don't forget, guys, check out my latest videos that I will be posting in the next couple of days about Luis Rojas. I'm going to do another video for the bobblehead. So if you're new to the channel, you're new to the stream, every time I hit a mark that I chosen 500, 750 subscribers, I do giveaways. I'm giving away a Jeff McNeil flying squirrel bobblehead. The way you're going to enter is I'm going to do a video. First thing you got to do is subscribe to my channel. You're going to have to like the video that I do about the bobblehead. And then you're going to have to say a comment. Whatever comment I say in the video, you put in the comment below. And then if you do all those three things, you get put in the entry to win the bobblehead. And then I do the wheel, spin it, I'll go live. Whoever wins gets the bobblehead. But you're going to have to do those three things. Check out that video. I will be posting it sometime this week. So check that out to win the Jeff McNeil flying squirrel bobblehead. Lawrence says, let's go for 3 straight. Absolutely. Let's get the wins. Randy, well, I made my own background that you see behind me. I do have a green screen behind me. That's how I do it. I do StreamYard, which is pretty good, but I also use Zoom to go live at every now and then too. But Randy, I'll give you my email. Just email me and I'll help you through it. Randy, just email me and I'll help you through with the green screen and show you how to do it. I like to use StreamYard now. It's pretty good. The service is better. You could do a lot of things with banners and everything like that. I could throw up a comment like I'm showing you now. You could put a ticker on the bottom. You could throw whatever you want to say in a box, you can put up there and all that fun stuff. And if you want, email me. I can help you out. I can help you do it. It's $20 a month, which StreamYard is pretty good. You get a little more access. The free version is okay, but you don't get the. Let me show you the banner really quick that I like to use sometimes. Just give me a second. Hold on, guys. So also here, you could do like a banner like this, where you got the top, you could put some on top of your channel name, and on the bottom I got a little TMWR. You could do stuff like that too, so that's pretty cool as well. But just so you guys know, I'm back. It's gonna be better than ever. All I know, guys, and yes, Lawrence, the bobblehead, I'm going to do a video. Check out that video. The only way you can enter is if you do 3 things. If you subscribe to my channel, you already did 1 thing. You're going to have to like the video of the bobblehead and say a comment that I say in the video below that video. You do those 3 things, you're in the entry to win the bobblehead when I do the wheel to pick who wins. What I usually do before I go, guys, I pick 2 names from the wheel. Spin the wheel twice. The reason why I do that, I do the winner and I do a runner-up. What I do, if the winner doesn't get back to me within 72 hours, the runner-up gets the prize. That's what I do. The first time I did it with the 1987 Mets jersey, Hayden did win it, and he got it within a week and a half. I think I'm not mistaken. He got the jersey. So I do give out the jerseys. I do give out the prizes and the giveaways. So, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit on that subscribe button. Guys, let's get these W's in St. Louis. You know I appreciate your support. I'm back. I'm glad I'm back, guys. I missed you guys. Don't forget, guys, check out my videos that are coming up during this week. I will see you at the end of this series when I go live again. You know what? I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live at the end of the series to recap the series. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I'm glad I'm back. You know I enjoy your support. Guys, let's get the W's in St. Louis. And as always, let's go Mets. Have a good night, everybody. And good luck, everybody, in fantasy this week. Let's go Mets, guys. Have a good night, everybody.